Now, in a lot of the press around Governor Walz this week, we've heard a lot about how he was able to hold on to his congressional seat in a district where Donald Trump otherwise dominated in 2016. So he seems to be being positioned as someone who could reach across the aisle or have broad appeal. What is your reaction to that kind of characterization of Governor Walz?
Governor Walz comes across as a very friendly and want to work together guy. When I talk about earlier in his campaign, the one Minnesota, I think that's it's something that people can get around. But the experience and then what he has actually passed into law does not line up with what we heard. And as I've talked about, he is very partisan focused rather than bipartisan focused. The things that he has signed into law are concerning. We know this presidential ticket between Harris and Walz is the most extreme ticket ever in the history because of the stance of where they have both been at on issues and the things that are being said going forward. We know that Governor Walz gave driver's license and free college, free healthcare to those that are in our state illegally. And we are all for legal immigration. I think that's an important thing. Clearly, it's a federal issue that needs to be taken care of. But if he is already going to do those things on a state level and providing that for those that are here illegally on the backs of taxpayers that are here legally and doing the right thing, I don't think that's a good direction for our state for sure, but definitely not for our country.
As you talk about the direction of the country, obviously Governor Walz is the second part of the ticket. He is the running mate, not the top of the ticket. So how do you think his leadership and the policies that we've been discussing will translate on a national level? Or maybe to put this a different way, how much effect do you think he would have on the top of the ticket?
I think what people need to do is instead of just listening to the good sound bites that people hear, fact check it. Everything that I've given you, Maggie, is based on fact. You can prove the test scores from education, from the Department of Education, Minnesota Department of Education, their report card that they put out, as far as the votes that have taken, the bills that have been signed into law. That is all fact. It is not partisan. So, as far as how would he affect the top of the ticket, if people fact check it, they would have grave concerns. One of the frustrating things in the state of Minnesota is the things that I've been talking about over the last 5 years that have happened. We've had little to none as far as media coverage on these. And the benefit of having this now raised to a national level is there is going to be some scrutiny, and Governor Walz is going to have to answer for this. And if he wants to actually become vice president, how do these things line up? But there has been little to none as far as the local media coverage on anything that sheds even a questionable light on his record.